Hi, and thank you for joining me. If you are a therapist or counselor and you own your own private practice, I wanted to make a video for you talking about how to be intentionally profitable. And believe it or not, there is a way to be proactive instead of reactive about your business profits. So if you want to reach your goals and you want to expand to multiple locations or have a team of therapists working for you, then a really great place to start is by looking at your finances. So there are a couple of things that I always take into consideration, and I always teach my clients to take into consideration when they are starting their business or when they've had their business and they're starting to see a pickup on seeing more and more clients or patients. So the first thing you want to do is that you want to set up a budget. You want to have some type of system that helps you track your business finances. Now, I know budget is not a fun word. A lot of people see it almost as restrictive, or I think about it almost like a diet. Like as soon as you hear the word diet, it's like I don't want to do that. So I don't want you to think about budgeting in that way. Budgeting is a tool, and it doesn't have to be restrictive. It is there to help you and to guide you. If you might have noticed, like the more money that you make, the more money you end up spending. So don't wait until you think you're going to have enough money to do the big things you want for your business or for yourself in your personal life, because it doesn't really ever work that way. Usually the more money you make, the more money you spend. So the first thing that I want to mention again is setting up a budget, and it's really important to just find something that works for you. It could be on a spreadsheet. It could be something that you just make sure that you're looking at it and you're reviewing it. I personally like to use the Profit First method. If you haven't read that book by Mike Michaelowitz, I would highly suggest reading it. I have several clients that use the Profit First method of budgeting, and it is super simple in terms of grasping how the budgeting works. And it's not called budgeting in Profit First, but really what Profit First is managing your cash flow and making sure that for every dollar you make, that you are assigning a job to to that dollar. So for every dollar you make, you're going to set aside a certain percentage to pay yourself, a certain percentage to pay your staff, a certain percentage to pay for your operating expenses, and to pay your taxes, and of course, for profits. You set aside your profits. You don't wait until you've already spent the money to look at your finances and say, hey, I wasn't profitable, or I only profited so much at the end of the year. You want to proactively set aside your money, your cold hard cash, move it aside, create bank accounts, or have a way to track that. So that way of budgeting to me is very simple, because it's not taking what ifs into consideration. It's not taking projections. It's not saying, I think I'm going to see these many clients. I think I'm going to spend this much. It's actually taking your cash, and you could only use it for a certain amount of things. And from there, you start seeing, well, okay, maybe I might not need this, or maybe I need to see so many clients in 1 month just to cover my recurring expenses. Those are really important things if you want to become profitable, if you want to pay yourself, and if you want to hire people, you want to expand. Looking at your budget is very important. The next thing is that just don't lose sight. A lot of people will start, they will set up a budget, they will find a method, and they maybe do it once, or look at their finances once, maybe even twice, and then they forget about it, and weeks go by, months go by, and they haven't reviewed their budget. They haven't done anything to review their bank statements, or just anything to help them see where their money is truly coming from and going. So that is definitely something that is important, because you want to keep your eye on your finances. As many people maybe don't find that exciting, or it just feels like a task. I recommend making a challenge out of it, or or just challenge yourself to stay on track, or just finding something that motivates you to look at your finances. A lot of times when I work with my clients, what ends up happening is that there are so many expenses that are not necessary for the business. And that happens because, we get excited and we sign up for things and we forget about them, or we don't use them. So we end up, paying for these things and not even needing them. So it's, again, it's very important. Make sure you're reviewing your bank statements and what's actually happening in your bank account. Make sure that everything is legit, because there's also, credit card fraud and whatnot. I've also seen that happen. So that's a really important thing to consider when you are trying to be intentionally profitable. The last thing, and I guess it's a tip, is don't give up. A lot of people, like I said, do it once, maybe twice, and then they just give up. Other times they see, oh, my expenses are really high, or I'm not making as much money as I wanted to, or I'm making more than enough money. I don't need to worry about what I'm spending. It could happen either way. I've seen both. I've seen it all. People just tend to find reasons to not, to not budget and to not take a look at their finances. Make sure you stick with it. This is a long-term investment. That a business is not going to be financially healthy just one day. It's kind of like, again, using the diet analogy, it's consistency. Consistency is key. You need to be consistent with the way that you manage your money and you review your money. And so that way you can be profitable and you can reach your goals of expanding your business, or hiring more therapists, or just simply having a financially, financial freedom. I mean, that is something that, many of us dream about, and we can't really reach those goals if we're not taking care of our business, because at the end of the day, our business is feeding into our personal life. And if our business is not doing okay, our personal life is not going to reap any of the benefits of being a business owner and being on our own. So if I help my clients with budgeting, I do the profit first method of budgeting. I also help them with their bookkeeping and taxes, help them identify areas where they could be saving money. So making sure that they're set up in the correct tax structure, they're not paying more in taxes than they should, and making sure that they're deducting everything that they can for their business, and also giving them the financials that they need on a monthly or quarterly basis, so they know how their business is performing and if they're reaching their goals. Now, if you are interested and you are ready to get your finances in order and you need help, reach out to me. I will post my link down below, and schedule a call with me. It's free. There's no obligation. It is not a sales call. I will walk you through everything that I'm able to do for your business and see if it's a good fit. And if it's not, that's okay. We could just go over your business and see if there's anything we could do to help you. All right, so thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you next time.